Good evening. This is the Elliott wave update for the S&P 500 for Tuesday, March 1st, 2022. Another interesting day in the markets. The trade was two ways. We had some strong downside, some strong upside, and that provided for several opportunities to participate and have a profitable trading day. Let's start. I'm starting here on the 4-hour chart. And I just kind of want to go over what we're counting at the moment. And as you can see, this is a little bit out of alignment, but that is the top, at least for the intermediate degree, primary degree, and likely the cycle degree above that. And so we're in this initial first intermediate degree 5 waves down, which will then complete a primary A wave. Or primary first wave. Haven't determined that far yet, but we're working on our first 5 down. And so this is intermediate wave 1, intermediate wave 2, and from this point at 45.85, that is where the intermediate third wave began. Intermediate wave 3 will consist of 5 waves of minor degree. Here we have minor wave 1, and where we left off last night, I was feeling that the minor 2 still had some upside potential. Our first resistance, which I've taken off now, was at that 44.03 level. And the market got to 43.99 and then totally backed off of that level. So I am using that as the completion point for minor wave 2. So we get an ABC up, minor wave 2. We've now, I believe, started lower in the minor third wave down. Now, again, this will be a 3 of 3 move. And within this minor 3, I am going to be looking for an additional 3 of 3 move. And that will be the area that is going to see the largest acceleration to the downside and probably the largest segment of this entire move in force right now. So going back down to that hourly chart, we can take a look at where are we within this whole thing. And so right now, there's the A, the B, and the C. And let me just pull that in a little bit so we can see it. And this is wave 1, 2, 3, and we're in that 4. This is all within the first minute wave 1. So the minute wave 1 of minor wave 3. And then so if this is 4, I'm not looking for it to get back above 43.22 before we then start to come back down, put in a 5th wave, complete minute wave 1, and then rally again in 3 waves. Now, what was interesting today, is that the waves, the bounces were 3 waves, the declines were 5. That's always a good sign that the trend is still to the downside. And what I'd be looking for tomorrow, here's what I cannot rule out just yet. If the market continues to turn and goes higher, breaking 43.15 cleanly, breaking above 43.26, breaking back above 43.30, which is where the 200 and the 20 moving average on the hourly chart sit, then we are likely going to be leaving a 3-wave pattern down. And that suggests that this is not the completion point for minor wave 2. And we'll be looking for an additional high. We have additional resistance at 44.30-ish and then 44.44. So I'd be looking for that area to get filled before we would then turn and then begin a 3rd wave. If we continue to hold below and we drop below 42.86, below 42.75, put in a low, somewhere we'll find support at 42.51. That's price support. That was that gap low that we got on Sunday. Then we have a very strong case to build that we've done 5 waves down. Look for a rally back up and then an additional slide. And it's on that once this minute wave 2 would be complete, then it's minute 3. And then that's the 3 of the 3 of the 3. It's a very large segment that's going to push and push and push. So we'll be looking for that. Now, I would suspect again, if we don't break above, that the pullbacks are going to be shallow, and that we'll continue to see some acceleration to the downside. And our support is 42.15. Again, what I said before, 42.51, 42.15, 41.63, 41.14, and then we have 41.01. And as wave 3 progresses, I would, a minor wave 3, 41.01 should be broken without too much problems. And then we're heading down to 39.86. And that is where minor 3 would be equal to minor 1. And as we have discussed previously, more likely stopping point could be all the way down to 36.16. Now, many people don't think that's going to happen because the market's just too bullish. It's like, okay, but I'm not going to get married to either side. I do believe that it can happen. I do believe there were points today. We saw the S&P down close to 100 points. So it does happen. They buy it back up. So yes, the buyers are still evident. The buyers are still there, and they're still willing to step in and bring the market back up. But eventually that's going to run out of steam as well. And again, we continue to trade on a technical basis. Technically, the market does continue to look weak. And the distribution and the money flow is not broad-based. So therefore, I don't think in any way that it's sustainable beyond what we're getting. So that doesn't mean that we won't go back up to 4,400, we just may. But I still think that we will have strong downside still left to happen. Whether we go up to 44.30 or 44.44, if we get up into that area, it's just completing a minor wave 2. And then we got a minor wave 3. This is where I'm going to leave it for today. So tomorrow, I am looking for a return to the downside, putting in a low, completing the minute first wave, getting a minute wave 2 underway, and that may take the balance of the day. And then for the market to drop more strongly, more broadly, more quickly in that minute third wave of minor 3. Our next update will be on Wednesday, the 2nd.